a Cataclysm to turn up into his lane and then trying to lock the Darius down like that. I actually love the Darius into Silas option.
And you know the more simple, scary, seeing Dread up top lane. Thing to consider, very easy to execute team comp from Afreeca, which might benefit a young lineup.
Well, this could also benefit Afreeca as well, as Nogari's trying to get out. Good flash, but can he get the knock-up? Doesn't happen. Dread, he's going to miss it, but it doesn't matter. Just spins around.
Easy to execute. And speaking of execution,
yeah, we're going to get the knock-up this time as Keen comes on over. Crippling strikes there. Apprehend pulls him back. And Nogari, where are you going to go, mate? The Kingslayer ain't slaying any Kings now.
AP here by adding AP ratios.
Whoa. Nuclear wants his health bar back as Hoyt's going to get the Devour, but...
anything about it.
Well, Dread's just going to be able to grab this one as the hook is going to land. See you later, Silas. And Nogari's going to do Nogari things and continue.
Timers. In this case, they do. They've swept out Vision. And against the run of play, they actually steal away a Drake.
It's a big steal as well, taking the Inferno. Find any joy as the Q is going to land, but the Gargoyle is not the target that they wanted as Nogari picks up the ult and throws in the heroic entrance there as well. Yukal immediately knocked up and has to flash to get out of the way, but Nogari has to go golden to keep himself alive. Dread diving on forward. There's the hero's entrance coming in for Afreeca Freecs. This time it's Showmaker darting in and around this fight, and Yukal eventually does fall down. Dread gets the tribute, can make his way back in, but decides he doesn't want to as the Ashe is popping off and aiming. Cannot do enough. Nogari with the god-tier team fight.
Absolutely true. I believe he was, and he also has a big bounty of his own. His summoners are down, and Afreeca like fighting. How hard we going?
Yeah,
it's pretty hard.
Going to come in, but Dread has to go golden in order to keep himself alive. That means that is going to be one of the ultimates not there, and now he's even dead as Keen in the front line, and that's not where he wants to be. Takes the Lantern in order to get out, and Yukal might just be the sacrificial lamb. Grabs one off the back end as the Catfish is going to bite the dust, but Afreeca Freecs like this are failing when it comes to just the team fights. Their laning phase looked great, but it's the team fights that they've fallen over, and that's just not what you'd expect with this particular lineup.
So, Afreeca Freecs cannot afford to lose even one more team fight. They push up here. He's Dread. He's almost dead already.
He dives on forward. The hero's entrance does eventually come on down, but they do have the grey health. They've got the Devour, and Nuclear will get played back, but is it actually creating enough distance? As Keen not going to get the ultimate as Nuclear is able to flash out of the way and go golden. Now the gap is going to be closed here as Aiming still dancing around this fight, but Nogari picks up the kill on the Gargoyle. Damwon Gaming trying to get what they can as Keen's diving in there, but Aiming is still alive. Well, not for long as there's the double distort, and Showmaker grabs that kill.
Showmaker was on the outside for a long time, but his team wasn't getting routed as he waited for his moment, and when he chose his moment, he made sure that it'd be all about him. A bounty goes down on Ashe, but a bounty being brought up onto Showmaker. 2 members alive means that mid lane turret starts to go down. Afreeca Freecs, they're kind of falling apart at the seams, Atlas, and it doesn't seem like there's any ELO heaven at the end of this game.
And we were asking, how the heck is Nogari going to get back?
That's a pretty nice start. Here's an ult.
Yeah, Arrow's going to land onto Canyon, and he went for the Hex Drinker. He didn't go for the QSS, and he's just straight up dead. Nuclear just delivered that kill as Nogari wants to come in and continue this fight. Dread going to have his ultimate pulled away from him. Cataclysm available for Nogari, who is going to go golden because he has that. Zhonya's still available to himself. Chains landed, and Yukal is once again hitting the Death Chamber.
And that Nuclear ultimate was on exactly the man.
Forward. They do know that he's around here, and Keen is going to get over that well, but Dread just has no health, and Nogari's going to finish that one off. One of the chains isn't going to hit there, and the Baron, it falls.
How many times have we said that this season?
Yeah, that's a good point.
0 times. Did that happen at Kespika? No. It is very significant that Damwon Gaming have seen what happens.
Yeah, who gets the reset? Is it Aiming or is it going to be Keen? And just needs to be one of them, and things
remember, level 16. You get that first ult, you use it. We're not talking about much cooldown reduction required to have pretty low cooldowns. That's already Aiming.
Yeah, Aiming's got hit by another one, and Nuclear just picks it up. Jelly flies on forward, but that Fate's Call is not the fate that you wanted. Flashes over the wall of the box and picks up the double, and now the Afreeca Freecs are just flying towards a quadra kill for the Ashe. Dread gets onto the fountain, and Damwon Gaming say, if you're not going to give me the Penta, then I'm just going to end the game.
Nuclear does his best prey impression, brings back the frontline Ashe, and it works so well.
Kane, what was that? We're looking for the quadra. We don't get it. It's going to be Silas that denies that kill, and it's just a little flag that comes down from Prince Jarvan, and the Nexus explodes.
But it's not a little result for 2 teams short on confidence. Big win for Damwon Gaming in game number 1. And through an unlikely vessel, this was all about Nuclear on the Ashe this game, killing the enemy Callista twice in a row, once with an arrow, the second time with some great frontline.
If one of those trouble bubbles lands.
Now let's remember, we saw a pick poke comp, which was almost exclusively poke. works.
Still going to be his biggest Achilles heel as he goes aggressive once again onto Keen. Keen doing a fair bit of damage here. Corrupting Potion with that Time Warp Tonic keeping him alive for the moment. But if there's going to be a Shock Blast landing, Q's in there from Punch. And he's going to take the northern way out in order to keep himself alive against Spirit. The Predator has been popped though, and Noguri down beneath 100 health. Could that be 2 kills? The Spirit says, nope, I'll take 1 and I'll back away.
He doesn't have the cooldown here with Just Cleanse there to stop damage top lane.
Yeah, Keen has hit that level 6. Noguri doesn't have it just yet, but he's chased. It doesn't matter, and that's the fear beyond death. And Keen gets the kill back.
And we don't get to watch Noguri and Keen in a tier list.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that he played beyond his years. As there's the kickback as the Urgot is going to be delivered. And yes, we might have been singing his praises, but what can you do 2v1? The answer is not a whole lot. Spirit, can you do it again as he throws down the barrel? Doesn't quite find it onto Punch, and the wards are there, but it doesn't.
The Infernal's going to try to be the answer. There's not really any pokes, so surely you have to give this up, is my first thought. Can Damwon Gaming stop the Drake going?
Well, Paddlestar is going to do a lot of AoE damage here as the teleport is flying in already from Damwon Gaming. Spirit very, very low. In fact, the entire backline is struggling, and Jelly by himself has only the ultimate to keep him alive, and now the poke is reigning supreme. Damwon bouncing forward, picking up kills left, right, and center, and Afreeca Freecs, they couldn't actually make the play happen.
They got their cake and ate it too. They get top lane turret. They cancel the Rift out, re-engage.
Yeah, that's another bot to come in, but that's just Spirit delivering his life over. A Devour's already available from Hoyt. And Keen underneath this turret. I'm still not sure whether he's even safe as Nugger is the one tanking things up. But the corrosive charge is not going to land, and Keen goes golden to see his own death. Nuclear picks up that kill.
Secondary charge, Infernal, and 4 for 0. That's just a game ender in most games, Atlas. It's going to take.
Exactly, and they can also set up to try and get these picks so effectively as well. Aiming Spell Shield already on cooldown. Spirit, he was here for a moment, but he's going to be taken down very quickly. True Shot Barrage is going to soften up so many of these members, and the Trouble Bubble lands onto Aiming as well. They can't quite get over and finish him off. Oh, I spoke too soon as Noguri lands the
that kill. And there's just nothing Afreeca Freecs can do against. It's double Infernal on a poke comp. You just drop your pen and say, otherwise, the 2-0, you might want to pen that one down.
Yeah, maybe pick the pen back up again because Keen stole the red buff. So.
But if we come away saying, isn't Keen pretty good? Otherwise, whoopsie. Speaking of whoopsies.
Yeah, speaking of whoopsies indeed, as they'll take down the turret and the
Sivir
so easily. Yeah, exactly right. He's hearing all of this, the Katarina, because when they get confident, that's what happens. Trouble Bubble lands, and Spirit has to just body block for the cow. Beach Ball a little bit wide, but inner turret is going to be taken down. Only one more of them remain on the map as 5 turrets to 0 is the scoreline. Scouting Redemption comes in, and the Baron has almost entire vision for Damwon. Keen wants to start up a fight, though, as Hoyt might actually just be taken out, and it is Miasma in a great position. The flash out there from Hoyt, so they do manage to get themselves some respite as the Catfish is taken out.
Yeah, good call from, you would imagine, Yukal, given the miasma, like you say, was the key thing there. To me, he's the only player who can hold his head high because, you know, he did really well in the lane against the Zoe, trying to do shenanigans with the Frost Fang. His CS numbers have been a game where there was pressure from every side, right, with how the side lanes were going. It's a nice little play there.
Needs to finish off that Infinity Edge to get that first 3 out of Power Spike, but it's feeling like he's going to need Predators on cooldown there as well. We've got Righteous Glory to get Keen in there, but True Shot Barrage is going to tag him up first, and they're just going to take down this Baron and now turn into the team fight. Trouble Bubble doesn't land.
Envision and top side.
But what can Afreeca Freecs actually do about it? True Shot Barrage is going to take half the health bar off Aiming, and Noguri looks at him hungrily, knowing that he could probably just 2 rotation Aiming. And by 2 rotation, I mean 2 spells, not rotation of spells.
No rotations necessary. Monte Cristo need not apply in this particular game. Everything just raining down hell. So many line skill shots of death, and that's 2 inhibitors. Swiftly gone.
Yeah, very, very quickly done. And you can see the minion wave prepped on the bottom side as well, as this poke composition is doing exactly that over and over again. It feels like it's a pick comp because the poke is doing almost enough damage to take down an entire health bar. Rather than anything else, 2 inhibitors seems to be enough here for Damwon as they're taking down Nexus turrets now. This one very, very close. The next will surely follow swiftly as the Paddle Stars just make sure everyone doesn't have a health bar, and Punch gets the kickback. That was so sexy as Spirit tries to do what he can, but he just can't get the work done. Showmaker coming on forward. He's so incredibly fast as Noguri in the front line. He's got the GA, and Afreeca Freecs is only Keen watching on in horror as once again the Nexus is going to be taken down. This is the Damwon that we wanted after week 1, and finally we're going to see it against the Afreeca Freecs.
The amount of swagger that they showed in this
man.
game, the second best team in Korea, Sandbox Gaming, hit the Rift.
Exactly right. And as you can see, that point number will be 0 for Damwon as they hit parity, but Afreeca Freecs going beneath Gen G, and that is not where you want to be because they beat Gen G. That was one of the only teams that they've been able to take down alongside Jin Air. Jin Air will be taken to the Rift in our second series of the day against Sandbox Gaming. They want to get a win on the board, but this is going to be pretty damn tough competition. If they really nice stuff, and we're going to be able to have a chat with him as well, joined by Showmaker as we throw it over to Jisun for some translation.
Thank you very much, guys. Today we're going to be having an interview with Showmaker and Punch from Damwon Gaming. I guess a lot of fans are so happy with today's victory. How do you guys feel? Recently, we had 4 games losing streaks. So yeah, our team atmosphere wasn't really good as well. So we did have some hard time. It's really relieving and really happy that we were able to pull out such a great performance today. And Punch, long time no see. How have you been? I was watching my teammates practicing and trying to get myself better with my performance by myself. So it has been a while since you have been able to talk to the fans. So is there a message you want to say to the fans? Well, I wasn't really expecting to sub in for game 2, so I was a bit worried that I would be the reason why for losing the game 2, but game did go well, so I'm really happy. And today, it's Valentine's Day, so we prepared a little present for you guys. Thank you very much. Let's give a warm round of applause.
와, 잘 어울리죠. 카메라 한 번만 잡아주세요. 와, 감사합니다. 네. 앞으로 자주 써주시면 좋을 것 같아요.
Hope you guys like it and sometimes wear it. So let's move on to the games. Showmaker, you tried the Klepto Frostfang meta. Especially it was a late no farm meta. What kind of strategy was that? If you buy the support item in the early game at the beginning, you only earn 10 gold, so I just rather try to get more synergy with the corrupt potion. I haven't seen Zoe going for no farm meta. Does it go well together? Any AP champions fit so well with the no farm Klepto meta. Are you planning to play some more no farm meta? I think it's really fun. You know, whenever you hit someone, you get to earn money. Well, I'm really bad at farming, so it's a meta for me. I'm really sad that there will be a hotfix. But game 1, Noguri actually had a very hard time, dying 3 times in a row in the early phase. What did he say at that moment? At first, he said, I'm sorry. So we were trying to cheer him up. But in the end, as we won the game, he said, oh, I got carried. Thank you, guys. Did he say he got carried? Yeah, I said he got carried. What did you guys say? At first, when he was dying a lot, we were just like, it's okay. We're gonna just smash them in the game 2. I just wanted to cheer him up. So in the game 2, you guys said give them a great punch to Afreeca Freecs players, especially Punch. You subbed in. So what kind of feedbacks went back and forth going into game 2? We did say, yeah, let's just try to be a little bit more aggressive, but I just wanted to just go with the flow of my team. Punch, Lee Sin is one of your most picked champion. Did you practice it a lot? Well, I always play Lee Sin whenever I want to win in solo queues, so I have a lot of confidence on it. So game 2. Top lane was the hot place. You did help Noguri a lot. Was that all planned or like happening in the game? Well, before the game, when we were loading the game, we did say let's just play around the top lane. Especially Noguri has a lot of laning priorities, so it was really easy to pick up a kill over there. But actually, when he got solo killed, I was like, oh, what's wrong with Nuguri today? But even though Nuguri dies a lot, he always wins lane, so I wasn't really that much worried about him.
놀라실 것 같은데 너구리 선수 한마디 해주세요.
Is there a message for Nuguri?
다음 경기 때는 솔필 따는 모습 보여주시면
I hope to see you solo killing the opponents next time.
오늘 너구리 선수와 호흡도 아주 좋았고요. 저는 리신 얘기 한번 더
Today,
여쭤볼게요.
I have one more question on your listen.
어떤 쪽으로 짜는 게 유리할까요?
What kind of jungle path do you mainly try?
말씀드리면 이제
To put it simple, in the early game, we have to try a lot of actions. So you have to try to pull up some plays. So that's what you have to keep your focus on.
그런 쪽이 좀 더 낫죠.
Mainly on the ganks, yeah.
알겠습니다. 자, 펀치 선수의 리신이 그렇게 2세트를 잘 풀어냈습니다. 자, 우리 인터뷰 마무리할 텐데요.
So,
오늘 쇼메이커 선수는
it's time to
특히
wrap up
인생
today's
경기
interview.
보여준 것 같아요.
The Showmaker, I think your performance today was the best so far in the splits currently. Are you satisfied with your own play today?
만족합니다.
Yes, I do.
인생 경기까지는 아닌 것 같아요.
It's not the best performance in my life, but yeah, I'm quite satisfied.
네, 알겠습니다. 자, 담원 아직 1라운드 2경기 더 남아 있습니다.
Damwon still have 2 more matches to end the first round robin. Is there any last message? We did stop our losing streak, so I want to make sure to pick up a victory for the remaining games of the first round robin.
펀치 선수도
And Punch,
다음 경기 때도 좋은 모습 보여드릴 테니까
I want to show good performance to my fans in the upcoming series, so please keep supporting us. Thank you.
보여주시길 바라겠습니다. 저희 앞에 카메라가 기다리고 있는데요. 하트 한 번만.
So today's
부탁드릴게요.
Valentine's Day, and this
발렌타인데이가
camera is right in front of you guys. So,
예정입니다.
is there any K heart for the
하나,
fans?
둘, 셋.
Cheese. Thank you.
네, 감사합니다. 두 분 만나니까 너무너무 행복합니다.
So this will be the end of the
인터뷰
interview with
감사드리고요.
Showmaker and Punch
저희는
from
팀장
Damwon Gaming.
연결할게요. 감사합니다.